You can turn it off right now, Mark. Maggie's not here. Sorry. Developer Dominic Marchionda and former Youngstown City Finance Director Dave Bozanich are sentenced in court. Career centers adapt to education during the pandemic, and there's plenty to do over the long weekend. We've got the rundown on today's Daily Buzz. Hello everyone, welcome to the Daily Buzz. I'm Mike Moliterno. A 2-year corruption investigation came to a close today as developer Dominic Marchionda and former Youngstown City Finance Director Dave Bozanich received their sentences after pleading guilty to reduced charges last month. Bozanich, who pled guilty to 2 counts of unlawful compensation of a public servant and 1 count of bribery and 1 count of tampering with records, was sentenced to 1 year in prison and fined $5,000. Marchionda, who pled guilty to 4 counts of tampering with records, a third-degree felony, was sentenced to 5 years of community service with no jail time. He'll spend 250 hours every year of the sentence at a community outreach program instructing young people. Also sentenced today was former MS Consultants CFO Briya. He was sentenced to 3 years of community service, 100 hours each year. He will also be placed under house arrest for 180 days and pay a $5,000 fine. Marchionda and Bozanich were indicted in August 2018 on 100 counts of corruption charges ranging from bribery to racketeering. The indictment said that Marchionda used at least $600,000 in public money for personal gain, and that Bozanich accepted bribes from representatives of companies, including Briya, that were involved in several development projects in return for city help. Some mixed economic news today as Ohio unemployment claims fell, but continued claims jumped up. For the week ending August 29th, claims fell by about 200 from the week before, though continued claims rose to 339,957, the second highest total since mid-June. Well, we are 2 days away from the Labor Day weekend, and that means 2 things: the end of summer and the start of the school year. It's also the 1 week of the year that I get a really bad case of the Tuesdays. But just as schools are adapting to education during the pandemic, so are career centers. In Jeremy Leidick's story, Career Centers Stay Hands-On During Pandemic, we hear what steps several centers in the region are taking to ensure their students don't fall behind. John Zentbauer, the superintendent at the Mahoning County Career and Technical Center, says the biggest hurdle has been getting graduating students credentialed because it requires a lot of in-person training.
Our aviation usually is an extended programming, but it's really extended now because those seniors, were cut off some time, so they're coming back in the fall with our other students, and they're gonna fit right in, and we're gonna provide some extra time for them to finish what they're doing.
You can read more about how local career centers are adapting in the story on our website. For many, the highlight of Labor Day weekend is a visit to the Canfield Fair, but while the fair has been canceled this year, the fairgrounds aren't all quiet. This week, the junior fair began with several hundred kids and their parents in attendance. Participants were able to show off their livestock, crafts, and other projects. In addition to the junior fair, the in-person livestock auction benefiting the Second Harvest Food Bank is also being held. The Eastgate Regional Council of Governments has received a $132,000 federal grant for a regional broadband study. The study will look at internet in Mahoning, Trumbull, and Ashtabula counties to see where access is lacking. Now, just because the fair is canceled doesn't mean there isn't anything to do this weekend. There are concerts in Austintown and Columbiana, alley parties in Struthers, and even a reptile show. But that is just the tip of the snake's tail. Maggie Young has the full story in this week's After Hours report. Here's a clip.
Thursday night concerts are a go in Austintown Township Park. Tonight from 6:30 to 8 p.m., enjoy the classic rock band Sin City and the Saints. If you head out to Firestone Farms in Columbiana, you can catch 2 shows in their Concerts in the Courtyard series this weekend. Friday from 6 to 8 p.m., check out John Reese and the Backbeat Band. Then Saturday from 7 to 9 p.m., catch Jimmy and the Soul Blazers. And if music, food trucks, and farmers markets just don't do it for you, then here's a ton of other events going on. Let's Greenhouse in Salem will hold a Shop for a Cause event Saturday from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. and Sunday from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m., with 20% of proceeds benefiting Akron Children's Hospital, Mahoning Valley, and Northeast Ohio Adoption Services. The Northeast Ohio Reptile Show will be happening Sunday from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. at the Metroplex Expo Center in Girard.
You can see the full video at AfterHoursYoungstown.com. And that is going to do it for today's Daily Buzz. Be sure to like, subscribe, and click the little bell for notifications. And as always, you can dive deeper into any of these stories by clicking the link in the description. Thank you very much for watching. I'm Mike Moliterno. That's a little rough, though. Is that too far? All right.
717 Credit Union is paying it forward because we care about our business community. We are offering 6 months of free ACH and domestic wire services through small business payments when you open a free e-business checking account. 717 Credit Union. We are here for your business.